I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here? Ow! Ow!
2 Owls, 1 Pod. We're a spinoff from the web series The Two Dicks. You can see it on YouTube, black and white. 1950s detectives who are politically incorrect morons. But it's a lot of fun. They're shorty shorts, between 2.5 and 5 minutes. Check them out. 16 episodes. There's one clunker out there, the 17th one. I think we buried it. I think we blocked it. It's horrible. Yeah. I almost want to release it once in a while and let people know that it's horrible.
Is that alligator dicks, or is that what you're referring to?
I think it is alligator dicks.
Yeah, that would. It can't be seen by the.
It was during COVID, during the lockdown. We were trying to do it remote. It was hard.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. We took a swing, and we missed.
Swing and a miss.
What? You know what it cost? Nothing. Fuck you.
Nothing.
Watch it on YouTube. Who cares?
Al Ducharme broadcasting live, not really live, pre-recorded live, from Studio City, California. Al Romas is in front of What's Behind the Curtain on the Icon of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's flagship, for a couple more months. And then they're going to bring out the Star. Ooh.
I don't know if the glare is too much there,
it's
but
too
behind
much.
me
what ship is that?
It's the original OG, the Voyager of the Seas, the original game changer. Back in 1980, I don't know, 90,
89,
somewhere in 89, 90, 91 ish.
It was definitely, 90. Yeah, it was definitely blueprints in the late 80s.
Yeah, yep.
Anyway,
so we're sitting in Coco Cay. Perfect day.
Explain to the folks that are first-time listeners what Coco Cay is.
Well, it's a private island. Royal Caribbean owns a little private island. It used to be just basically a beach, but now it's a full-on water park. Slides, lots of private areas. You could, you can do anything you want there. So it's kind of nice. Nice beach, nice private destination.
Gorgeous sands, very light color. Almost looks like Hawaiian beach sand.
I've never been to Hawaii. I wouldn't know. I'm just a poor kid from the streets.
Wow.
I've never seen this Hawaii you speak of.
Eating out of a tin dish.
Well,
tuna cans. Yeah. You open up
sardines with the zipper. Remember that?
Or the hand.
The hand
opener,
thing. Yeah,
the pointed one, where it come out like a sprocket.
Ooh.
It would be like a sharp razor thing. We throw them and hit trees with them.
I remember having a really rusted one.
And squirrels. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I remember having a really rusted one in our garage, and that was my father would pop a couple of beers with it and pick up that old rusted thing and just pop a couple of beers.
Oh, the can opener itself.
Yeah,
I have one on my fridge. It's got a round bottle opener, beer bottle opener on one side, and on the other side it's pointed for camping.
What was that called? What was the point? There's a name for it.
It's almost like the old oil cans to put oil in your car. You puncture a hole on each side.
Right. And like the beer, Foster's will do. They used to. They don't do it anymore in the bars. Back in the day when Foster's first came out, they would open it with the oil can kind of opener. Mm-hmm. So you'd have the triangle.
They didn't have the tab to open it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Those were cool. Oil cans.
Yep. The Australian phobia, which is apparently
he hates these cans.
There's cans in there too. What movie? You have 5 seconds.
More cans.
The Jerk, Steve Martin.
The great Jerk. The great. Not even underrated. It's rated. It's a classic. It's hilarious. We watched it maybe a year ago. I don't know. Kelly and I were just fucking around looking at something on TV, and The Jerk was starting. We just watched it right through and laughed our ass off. Holds up. Hilarious. So great.
What is it?
So where are you? Your
Sorry, the actor.
What's that?
Was it E. Emmett Walsh, that actor, the late actor? What was his name? Emmett.
Yeah.
Emmett Walsh.
There was an
letter
M.
Emmett Walsh. Mm-hmm. He was the actor who was trying. He was the guy with the rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the psycho trying to kill Steve Martin, or he was trying to
vet or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he was like a bounty hunter at the end. Because remember, he had to deliver, and Steve's running, and he was delivering the check, the money for the OptiGrab, the glasses.
I haven't seen it in 40 years.
Invented. Yeah, it's a long way to go for that.
I remember he was Steve Martin's character was very excited because he got a phone, and his name was in the phone book, and he was so excited. He opened up the phone book. He looked up his name, Nathan
Well, I wish I could get that excited about nothing. Are you kidding? Page 73, Johnson, Navin, R. I'm somebody now.
And then, of course, the psycho puts a blindfold on and he opens up the phone book and randomly chooses his next victim who he's going to assassinate and hits it.
Yeah, he just says that. He opens the book and he just goes, he points, he goes, random asshole. He puts Navin R. Johnson.
Does anybody know what we're talking about?
No, nobody. Anyway, where are you? You're home. You're in
I'm in Studio City, California.
Your wife is home or arriving home, and then
she arrives home this evening. I've been home all week. I arrived home Sunday night, and I've been a bachelor. I went out a few times with friends. Had a few too many one night or two. I just wanted to get back to, before we jump ahead here, Coco K used to be Stirrup K, and they renamed it Coco K. And a little history. You used to have to, the ship would anchor, and then you take a tender, which is a small boat, to the island, and then they finally built their own dock, and now you're docked against it. Little history. That's where they used to drop off all the cocaine, and then they send the little boats to pick it up and bring it back to Florida. But now it's called Coco Cane. That's what I call it.
I see what you did.
But Coco K. There it is. All right, back to us.
And we're not doing Labadee anymore, Royal Caribbean in Haiti. They
just canceled my cruise.
They just put a full stop on that one. No more Haiti.
No more Haiti. They built that. They built that one 30 years ago.
Yeah, not as built up, of course, as Coco K, but still, just don't look on the other side of that fence.
They just ended it because of the uprising there. That's a Banana Republic. A Banana Republic down there in Haiti. And I guess the gangs have taken over.
Well, that place has been unstable for, remember, Baby Doc, and he was the president, and Baby Doc Duvalier, and they've been, it's a disaster. I don't want to get too into it, but yeah, Haiti is a problem. It's a problem. It's a big problem, but we have a good president. He's going to solve it. He'll solve that Haiti problem in a weekend.
They want that to implode so we can grab another chunk of land.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I had a gummy. I feel fine. I had a gummy.
Hey, do you remember when we recorded our last podcast? I don't know if I said it on air or said off air, but I had a time limit because I had to go to the dentist.
Yes.
Do you remember that from last week?
Had some dental work.
Well, here's the deal. I didn't want to get into it then at the time. I was either in my sleep or when I was walking Teddy, I had a tooth fall out of my mouth.
What?
And yeah, like an what do you call it? Not a veneer. A fake tooth.
A cap?
A cap. I had a cap.
Oh, you had a cap. From years ago.
Years.
Oh, all right. You scared me because if your tooth just fell out.
Oh no.
Well, you'd have cap, some sort of like brain rotting situation.
I could have that, but I'm walking Teddy about an hour before the podcast, and I'm like, all of a sudden my tongue, I'm like, what the fuck? My tooth is gone.
I have a garage in my mouth.
I have a hole in my mouth. Like I'll tell you what, when you're missing it, I don't know if you've ever been missing a tooth for any extended period of time, you will feel a lot of different things. But you know what I felt the whole time? Poor. You just feel poor. That's all I felt like. I
was going to say wind. I felt the wind.
No,
constant
I felt
draft.
poor. Well, there's a whistle, wind and a whistle and a lisp and Peter Brady or that kid. What was that kid's name? Where Cindy Brady punched him because he made fun of Cindy for lisping. Remember that? And then he had the lisp. Anyway, yeah. So I'm walking Teddy.
I was going with Jack Lemmon, by the way, in the out of towners with the whistle. But go ahead. So you're walking with Teddy, your dog.
Out of towners, yeah. Underrated.
Underrated movie.
Anne Bancroft is his wife, right?
I thought it was Sandy Dennis. No.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. I'm thinking of Prisoner of 52nd Street.
Right.
That was Jack Lemmon and Anne Bancroft. Anyway, So I come back into the condo and I tell Kelly, I go, oh my God, my tooth is gone. Like it either dropped out. I think it was in my sleep. I think
She's
I
like, "Oh
fucking
my
swallowed
God,
it.
what kind of guy did I pick?"
That's right. That's right. She's like, you're
Falling
poor and
apart.
gross. Yeah. And you're gonna die before me. And what did I get myself into? That she says that every day, pretty much. But so I called the dentist. She goes, oh, I have a great dentist. It's around the corner. I go, okay. So they give her an appointment and they go 1 o'clock noon appointment. So I said, okay, great. So we do the podcast. Meanwhile, I have a hole in my mouth. I don't mention it on the pod because I'm thinking, well, this will be fixed in a minute and no big deal. Which I have no idea about. I mean, I usually just go either teeth cleaning. I don't know what's involved. So I go to this Aspen Dental.
All the way to Colorado? Holy shit.
Well, I like a gummy and then a teeth exam. So I go in there and they do they go, okay, do an X-ray. Got to do an X-ray. So okay,
I have to.
so I do an X-ray. Then they show me the X-ray and they go, well, this is a bone and this is a screw from the thing, and so nothing can be done today. Of course, nothing can be done today. I go, you can't put anything in there. I mean, I have a hole in my mouth. Temporary. She's like, well, no. Here, so now you have to leave the chair and go to an office for the business. Like I'm buying a car. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what's happening? I'm sitting in a fucking office at a big desk, and a different lady comes in, the business manager, and she tells me, this is what we're going to be looking at. It's a 6-month plan of work where it's going to take 6 months until this is all done. After 2 months, I'll get a flipper, which is like a temporary flipper tooth, which you can pull out at night. I'm like, what? And then I go, 6 months? I don't understand. I go, I need something like today. She's like, well, no, that's impossible. You're months away from that. So I go, all right, well, I have my insurance, the card. And she goes, okay, so the total is $7,400. This is for one tooth, one fucking cap. So with insurance, it's $3,300. Would you like to start today? We can get this on going and I'll plan. I'm like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I need a tooth now. And she's like, well, that's impossible. This is a 6-month procedure. This is going to take. So I go, all right. I go, I'm out of here. I go, no, fuck this. So I go home, but I'm going to Cozumel on Wednesday.
Senor Romas, we have a chair for you. We give you the 1-day tooth, okay? $12.40.
That's what I'm looking for, Pedro. So I call.
200 peso.
I scramble in my brain. I'm like, what's the name of that dentist? And I'm Googling, and I'm trying to find the one across from the Port of Maya, Carnival Port. So I didn't know the name of it, but I pieced it together. I make an appointment online for 9:30 on Wednesday in Cozumel. So do you know the dentist? Have you ever been to that? Or
I
have
know
you
where
ever
it is.
been
I
to the
walk by
dentist in
it.
Cozumel?
Yeah. I've never been to it.
So I tell him what I need, and anyway, so I go in there, and I got this young guy. I mean, the guy is like maybe 25 years old. He's a kid, and he goes. I show him. He's like, okay. He goes, let's do an X-ray. So he does the X-ray. Then he shows me. He goes, yeah, you gotta. And he's pretty good English, but he's like, you got a screw there. We got to remove that. And I go, is there any way I can leave today with a tooth? And he just goes, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Fucking America,
course.
man.
Of course. So I go, I will have a tooth. This tooth he put in looks better than the one that was in for 25 years. It's
Holy
a temp.
shit.
It's so great.
That's what you wanted. The Aspen could not put a temporary tooth in.
Of course they could. Of course they could.
They wanted the $3,300.
That's right. That's
Scum.
right. So this
why
guy.
Why are so many car dealers in the medical industry?
You tell me. And this took. I was in there an hour ish. He, did all the cleaning thing, put it in. Then it was like, how's that feel? I go, it's good. I go, takes it out.
Makes adjustments.
Shaves it. How's that? I go, I can. He goes, can you feel it? I go, I can. He goes, then it's not good. So we did that like 6 times. And by the time I'm like, it's perfect. I go, this is actually, I'll just keep this. Kidding. But he's like, no. So I'm going to it's a 3-step. The next, I'll go back in July. Right. Next time I'm in Cozumel. And get some kind of plant in there, and then the third one they pop it in and it's permanent. But anyway, my friend, here's the bill for his services. that day.
Hold it
I don't know if
steady. Put it right in front of the camera. All right, hold it. Don't move. Don't move. $172. And he was happy to have it.
172 American dollars. And I got my tooth. I mean, it just shows you what the fuck are we doing in the United States. I mean, and I wouldn't even have the tooth in there yet. They were going to, Aspen Dental wants me to go
16,000 pesos.
without any tooth for a while before I could get a quote unquote flipper tooth,
Unbelievable.
whatever that is. I mean, this is it. If I didn't have this job or have the opportunity to go to Mexico, I would have to put down $3,300.
Yes, this worked out perfect for you. You just happened to get, first of all, Aspen. It's called Aspen, and it's in what, Clearwater, Florida?
Yeah.
So that's the first mistake. It's a chain.
It's a chain all over Florida.
They have used car salespeople that decided to go into the dental business to make crazy money with insurance companies. That $3,300 is way overpriced.
One tooth.
They do the old. It's $7,500, but it's only going to cost you $3,300 today.
Should we start right now? Do you want to put your card down and start? I go, what? No. I walked out without a tooth because I'm like, it's like, no, this is fun. And Kelly didn't really, because she didn't have the experience, like, with travel, I think with Mexico, but she was like, okay. I go, I'm going to get it in Mexico. And she was like, okay, like, you'll be back and you're going to pay this thing and it sucks, but it's the way it is.
Yeah. Huh, Kelly? Huh, Kelly?
And then I walked out of Advanced Dental in Cozumel and took a big selfie with the tooth sitting there, and
let's see can I see it now? There it is, the temporary. All right, I can't even tell which one it is.
No, you can't tell, and unbelievable, $172.
Jesus Christ!
And as he's got the little calculator from 1975. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at the chart, and I'm seeing the prices, and even the highest thing on there, like a root canal, is $700. So I'm thinking, well, this is going to be pretty good.
Bernie just paid $1,800, and there's a problem with it. She's got to go back in.
Well, Bernie goes to Cozumel every now and then, doesn't she?
I agree. Did you share this information with her?
No, this just happened. This was Wednesday, and what was the point? With Cozumel, I forgot. It just popped out of my head, but yeah. I'm just saying. I think a lot of people who haven't been there think, oh, I don't know, Cozumel dentist, like. No, completely the same as Advanced and Aspen. I mean, they're, the same equipment, same thing.
It is. The timeout 1 second. This has been proven because a lot of entertainers and crew go to the same dentist. So we all know that over the years that even though this guy is 25, these dentists in that area have been proven where you save a fortune. And a lot of them are trained in the United States.
They were trained in America, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like this guy, he spoke English. He was, like Steve White, comedian who is on our podcast, has the nicest teeth in comedy. Mm-hmm. He goes to Advanced Dental in Cozumel. Mm-hmm. That's just, it doesn't make any sense. You can't, you're never going to lose that argument and go, wait, this was $3,000 over 6 months. I paid $172. I've got the tooth now. And I got 2 visits coming, and it'll be a couple more $100, but it's not gonna be anywhere near $3,000.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Advanced Dental in Cozumel, Mexico. Big smile. All right,
All right. In other news, go into your notes, Al, and let us know what you got. What's coming? What happened? What went on? And look at Al freezing up like Cindy Brady.
I was listening to you. I was listening to
nothing. What'd you think of these broads in space? What'd you think of that whole whatever that was? What the fuck is going on here?
Out of this world pussy.
No thoughts on that?
I didn't have time to conjure it up, but I know that happened. It was Katy Perry.
Kissed the ground after 11 minutes in the air.
Yeah.
Kissed the ground. They thought they were going to, I was reading last night, they thought in their whacked out brains, they were going to be looked as heroic and like a parade kind of thing for them. And they were shocked. I read Katy Perry and whoever, they're shocked by the attitude and the outcome, the way people are reacting to their 11 minutes in the air. And now, and you know what I don't understand though? Like now everything's a conspiracy. Like there's a lot of people saying they never went up there, and you know what I mean. It was a distraction.
Never landed on the moon.
Well, I don't think we did, but I'm saying this: they didn't. They landed like in a desert, and then Bezos is supposed to open the door, but they popped the door, then they close it so he could open it with a special tool. The whole thing is a bit wacky. I don't really get. I don't get why they were up there. I don't get what this is. I don't think it's a conspiracy type theory.
So do you think they believe they went up?
I think they went up. I don't believe that they didn't go up, but there's a lot of questions about at the end of it, like in that capsule. And if you see the door video where the door is open, then they close it, and then Bezos has to use this tool to open it. It's like it was already open. What are you guys doing?
So is that bad editing, or that was a live stream? That's why.
That was live stream. Yeah, yeah. So
when the second or third richest guy in the world says, "Close that door. I want to use a special key," you go, "Close the door."
and yeah, and there's no helmets.
Was it symbolic?
No,
if they popped that door open and they were all topless, that would have been fucking awesome.
Really, you want to see Gayle King topless? What's wrong with you?
Well, Katy Perry steps out first, and then
she stinks.
She stinks.
Yeah, she stinks.
What?
Katy Perry? Come on.
She's a pop icon. What are you talking about?
What was the last hit from what year?
I don't know.
You wouldn't even know it. You couldn't name two songs. I can't either. What kind of
I
icon?
Kissed a Girl was her breakout song, right?
All right, that's one.
Fireworks, yeah. Fireworks.
It could be. I don't know any of them. I don't know any of them, to be honest. But I'm just saying I would.
She's huge.
All right. Was she?
Pop music,
Still huge?
Significant. She's, obviously Taylor Swift is the one that's conquering everything. But you got to remember, Rihanna became a billionaire like 2 or 3 years before Taylor Swift did.
Okay.
So
what does that have to do with
Rihanna wasn't getting that kind of coverage. No, you're just saying pop icon. I agree. I think they're all pop icons.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see.
All right, we're talking about two different things.
It just shows you though how out of it they are. Like everyone's trying to buy.
You measure everything to the Beatles. That's your problem.
No, I'm not. The Beatles have nothing to do with this. I'm saying people are like struggling in the world, and then they got these 6 twats, up in the air for 11 minutes, thinking they're going to be heroes. It's like it couldn't be more out of touch. Again, they're just so whacked.
Yes. Maybe it's a distraction.
To what though? That's
what,
the other thing.
To Ukraine, to Gaza, to tariffs. Tariffs is the big thing right now. To us paying. Are you gonna pay $2,300 for an iPhone versus $1,100?
No.
Are you gonna
I'm
pay,
keeping my 11.
Are you gonna pay $99 for a pair of gym shorts versus $15?
Yeah. I still have an iPhone 11.
I do too. I have an 11 Pro right here.
It works perfectly. I got a bill for $79.
It's going to be 5 years old in July, and it's working perfect. But it's I could definitely free up some memory. There's a couple of glitches here and there when there's a software update, and it takes a while for it to go. It's like okay, we're going to put on new clothes. Okay, all right, does this fit?
Yeah, but there's not enough to me. The new ones don't have enough. Nothing new in the sense of that I have to buy it.
A big jump.
Higher.
No, I agree. Like the 16, the cameras are supposed to be more. Come on.
Okay, my camera's fine.
It's fine. We take high def photos and we post them.
Of my penis.
Do I have a manual camera?
That's all I photo.
Yeah, I have my manual camera that I occasionally bring. I just brought it a couple of cruises ago, and we brought it to the Grand Canyon. Yes, that does give you a lot more depth and whatnot. But to whip out a fucking phone, go, hold on a second, I'll call you back. You take a fucking photo and you post it, and it could be the size of a billboard. That's amazing technology.
It is. It's amazing. And speaking of amazing technology, I was looking TikTok the other day. TikTok. And do you ever scroll? I don't know if you're on TikTok, but if you ever scroll, it's like anything, Instagram, and you watch something, you go, oh, I know that person. So I'm scrolling, and this female comedian, I'm like, oh, I know her. So I watch for half a second, and at the bottom of the video it says original Hooters. So I was like, wait a second, I have that. I have a joke about the original Hooters, but it's an old joke. And I scroll back, I go, whoa, whoa, and then I hear her deliver my joke.
Verbatim?
Literally verbatim. She added
Verbatim.
a shitty ending. I mean, it was like one of those, like, what are you doing? That didn't need that, and it's not even good. So she added some bullshit at the end. But the little 15-second, 20-second joke, verbatim.
Did you do the joke in front of her?
I did. Yes. This was about 5. What's amazing to me is it was during COVID. It was in Port Charlotte at Vasani's. She was featuring, and I went to hang out with Richie Minervini, another guest who's been on our podcast. And I was asked to do a little time at the show. And I did a little time, and that was one of the jokes I did. And now 5 years later, it's popping up on her TikTok, Christy McHugh.
It was Christy, really?
Yes.
Did you reach out to her and say, hey, we're doing the same joke? And
I did not. I've never spoken to her. Never, she texted me after that Vasani's night and asked about being
has
a
your
feature
digits
for
then.
me. She did. She was asking, I want a feature for you.
How did she get your number?
I guess I gave it to her that night.
Do you give your number out to girls at shows, after shows?
Always, of course. Don't you?
Guys.
That's how you meet guys. So
I'm trying to get you in trouble with Kelly.
No, she doesn't care. And this was PK, pre-Kelly.
Pre-Kelly.
But no, I didn't. And also, you know what guys are doing when they've got girls featuring for them and all that. So anyway, but in that,
wait a minute,
yes.
hold on.
What?
We know what guys are doing when they have girls featuring for them. Dude, you sound like an old, grumpy sexist from the 70s. Please break it down for us so our listeners can understand.
Generally, I hate to burst your little Mary Poppins bubble here, buddy, but most
not
men,
me. I'm just saying there's listeners out there. I know exactly what's going on.
When male comedians take a young female comedian on the road with them, it is in the hopes of having sexual relations with them.
Yes,
they don't care about their act and making them, more stage time and getting.
So
better
clearly, this was the case in this situation.
Well, I'm not implying. I'm just saying it's possible in this case. That might have been the. It's possible. And but I'm just amazed 5 years later to see that pop up at just a little 15-second old joke. And so
she's been probably doing it for 5 years then.
Whore. And my nieces knew about it. I let them know about it. And because they're attack dogs for this kind of thing. And they both commented on the video, in the comments there. And what Christy McHugh did, she deletes the comments, but leaves the post up. Now, let me ask you something as a professional comedian. If and you would do it, but if you stole something and you were exposed, would you leave it? Would you leave it up? Wouldn't you take it down and kind of hide in shame for a little bit and be like, oh fuck?
You're insinuating that I would steal a joke, but that's not the point.
I'm saying you would not. But if you,
I think if a person did that, the right thing to do is take it down. Now, my other question is possibility, maybe not. If she's handling it herself, doing her own social media, she should have taken it down. But if she has someone doing it, all right. Well, I'm saying if she had someone handling it, because that's what they promise.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe she does. It would be ridiculous for her to have someone doing her social because she's okay. I don't even think she's I don't know. MC at this point.
Do you still do the joke?
I don't. On occasion,
it's in your quiver. You want to be able to pull it out because Hooters they just recently filed bankruptcy.
Right.
So that's why.
It might be. Yeah, it's kind of topical at this moment. But she set it up as I was in Florida working with 2 male comics. So I took them to the original Hooters. and then she does the joke, and you know, it's,
So she
like I don't care.
Wait a minute. She did work with you two in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and she uses that as the setup, and then does
Mm-hmm.
your joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And again, it's just a joke. I don't care, but don't post it. Just you can do it. I don't even give a shit about the joke, but the idea that you posted it and then use that as the title, original Hooters, which is it's just like what the fuck. I mean, you're throwing in my face here, and then delete comments and. So I don't know. I don't know. What would you have written to her? Do you think I need to, or would you let it go at this point?
It's one of those things where it's almost like if she was bigger and famous, that's where you would like go in all in.
That would be great.
Yeah, but because she's not, you know,
Right.
But I might say privately, hey, just want to give you a heads up. You know, I was doing that joke. I don't know if you remember, if it seeped into your consciousness, but that was my joke when we worked together.
How we
that
give the
night.
thieves such a pass.
Well,
and like, I don't
because
know
said
if you know or not, but
but the
knows
underlining
exactly.
thing is you stole my fucking joke.
Yeah.
Take it down. You're being nice. And then if it doesn't happen, that's when you might want to go a little bit more public. And then she blocks you, and then it becomes like a war temporarily.
Yeah. I wish she was known. I mean, I would send it to.
Did she?
Rogan and,
Is she friends with
going
you on
this.
social media? Did she end your friendship on social media?
She did not. No.
Are you sure you checked that out already? You could
No,
comment?
I have not. I have not, to be honest. I mean, I'm assuming she didn't. I don't know if she got rid of me or not.
Why don't you go test it out? Click on comments, and it will tell you if you're able to comment on that or not.
Okay.
Or if you're friends anymore. Are you friends on Instagram and so?
I'm assuming I haven't I haven't checked it all. So my assumption is nothing's changed, but I don't. She can block me all she wants. I don't care. Well, she does.
Well, I'm saying there could be an
funny
admission
clips.
of guilt if she's going around.
Oh, right. Well, there's an admission of guilt by deleting the two comments and the fact that it was my joke. I mean, you could say parallel thinking, but that's not possible in that joke. It's just,
And even the point where you did the joke in front of her,
right.
and 5 years later she just starts doing a joke. Did I hear that before? It sounds like she was doing it right out of the gate.
And you can tell it's stolen too. I mean, anyone who the delivery's shit. It's just you're seeing your joke being through someone else trying to do it, and they didn't write it, so it's a different feeling. You know what I mean? Like if I do a George Carlin joke and he does it, it's obvious it's his. It's a different feeling when you wrote it, the way you perform it.
Cut
And
to
she doesn't
90
know
days from
what
now.
she's
Cut to
doing.
90 days from now.
Okay.
One of the biggest female stars to come out of comedy in the last 5 years.
I would love that. I would love that. Because I know I have it somewhere recorded and I could do the old timestamp. This is from 1948. Fuck on that, Christy.
Or you just let it go and it doesn't go anywhere.
I just let it go. And just let it go.
But having your nieces come out like,
That was fun.
watch dogs, that was kind of cool.
That was fun.
Yeah.
In fact, we're recording today. It's Olivia's birthday. She's 22 today.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. And then Hannah will be 24 next Friday or
Right.
Saturday.
I think I drank with both of your nieces when they were underage.
You did. Oh, no. You did.
I was purposely painting myself as the creepy pervert guy. I was doing that because I knew it was going to make Al a little laugh, but uncomfortable at the same time.
Yes, it did all those things. You got it. you nailed it, sir. This is my last. By the way, this is my last podcast.
Oh, congratulations! Who's your replacement?
My Serge.
Christy, come on out.
that would be good.
I gotta see if I'm gonna mess around with it. Should I put up that clip?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Of your act?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a clip of you doing the joke?
I'll have to look. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know. Boy,
Go dig, man.
It's an oldie, and I don't do it a lot.
Again, it's in your arsenal. You want to be able to whip it out.
Hey, now I was on the radio. I was on the radio in Tampa years ago, and sports radio, and the host knew the joke. He had saw me at the Improv and asked me to come on with him. And he goes, "Hey," he kind of set me up, and he goes, "Hey, do the that Hooters joke." So I do the Hooters joke, and he goes, "Let's see who we have on the line and the phone." And it was fuck, I can't think of her name, but the girl, the original Hooters girl. What was
Big
her
Tits
name?
McCallahan? I don't know. Who?
I think it might have been her. Yeah. Oh, she's fairly well. Austin. Her last name's Austin. She married Derek Dalton from the Philadelphia Phillies. She was kind of known in the 80s. Lynn Austin. She was in Playboy, the whole thing. So anyway, she gets on the phone and she's like, she hated the joke, she said, because the joke, if you don't, is I went to the original Hooters. Unfortunately, they had the original waitresses. And she was the original waitress, and she still looks good. So she was, going to give me a lot of shit about it, and it was fun. And then she really was good about it, because when we went to a commercial, she was like, "That's hilarious. I loved it." I go, "Wow, you really sold me." She goes, "Oh, no. That was complete bullshit. I'm cool with everything, So, but yeah, maybe I'll find the clip, and we can do that, and then put Christie's version of it.
You have your work cut out for you, because I have to get this all done for ready
in 90
for Monday.
minutes. Yeah. So probably won't happen.
And my broad's coming home today, and I have to go extract her from the airport. And
give my regards to Broad Street. I'm
meeting her in Paris.
Oh yeah. You what?
There's a restaurant in between here and the airport. It's called Meet Me in Paris, and occasionally, every few months, we'll actually go there. Sometimes we'll take an Uber from the airport and meet the other person at the restaurant. It's called Meet Me in Paris. We have a couple of glasses of wine, a nice meal, then we walk around the area, and then get in the car and then hit people.
Yeah. Then you go home, put on your sweats, and not have sex. It's pretty hot. I like it. Al's like, how the fuck did he know that? Jesus Christ, he shouldn't work with Bernie anymore. She talks too much.
Bernie says, "Get me before the meal."
Yeah, boy, it's a common thread with these old broads. I tell you, there's a window. It's like, yeah, you missed the window. What happened?
Yeah, it used to be a sliding glass door.
It's a brief crack.
Now
in the window.
It's a basement window where the dryer hose is in the way. You can't get by it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad back there. You haven't cleaned in years, and she goes, between 3:05 and 3:26. I'm pretty good right in there, but then I get tired, and I'm like, oh God, all right.
A friend of mine told me that when his gal is working at home, she'll come out of the office and she goes, "Okay, now's a good time." And he's like, okay. And then he's like, he pops a half Viagra, goes in the shower, comes out, ta-da!
And he missed the boat. He missed the window there. Yeah. It's
almost.
It's funny, like women will be like, "Oh, I wish you were, be more romantic or whatever." But they're like, "All right, do it now if you're gonna do it." Like,
yeah,
what the
Bernie's
fuck?
like all business. Bernie's like, "Come on, let's go, people, drink them up. You don't have to go home,
but you can't stay here,
Johnny, baby.
You can't come here." Yeah. So next Tuesday, this is Monday. Yeah. This is Monday. So the pod airs today. So Tuesday, yeah, I'm getting my left eye lifted, and then my right eye on Thursday lifted, and we'll see. Next podcast, I'll probably be wearing some sort of a shades, I would imagine.
And you're going to have the look of surprise on your face for a good week, and then it'll start to settle in and look normal. That's the idea, right?
I hope. I mean, because like when I look left, I see, dark. I see skin, and suppose it's going to be lifted.
My sister,
up and,
as we know, we discussed. It's one of our most downloaded podcasts.
Very strange.
My sister comes on for her surgery. She's talking about her surgery. It was actually post surgery, and she went through the whole thing. And hers is holding up well. So there we go.
She got married she had her eyes fixed, and she met a guy, and
she met a new guy and married. He's
pretty good recommendation for that.
Ramon, that's my brother-in-law, super nice guys. I was a little suspicious at first.
You like Ramon?
I'm like, I said, I go, Ramon is just marrying my sister for her eyes.
That's it.
My sister didn't see that coming.
Hey, look what he does. This is why he's a professional, folks.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so easy from home, but boy, when you really, you see the nuts and bolts here. You see what he does. Callbacks, working
It's
it in.
all callback waiting. He's got callback waiting on the next
I had a
callback waiting.
But here's the thing, too. Now, how would you feel? I had to do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on the Icon in the comedy club, missing a tooth. You talk about paranoid. I had the microphone in front. I was in my head. I'm doing my act. Everything was fine. I'm thinking they all know I'm missing a tooth. Everyone knows.
Of course, you're
Meanwhile, you
on
can't
it.
even see it. The lip covers it. But I was in my head going, don't smile at anything. Don't laugh. And who's in the front row for the show?
Wendy.
Your agent, my ex-agent.
Your former agent.
Former agent.
By the way, she is phenomenal. She's great. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Worth the 50% commission.
Meanwhile, she's sitting with her two daughters. The last time I had actually saw or thought of, or heard about her daughters or kids, they were little kids,
How old are they now?
children. 21, 22, 23-ish. Oh, yeah.
Out of college, in college.
Out of college, money spent, pay no future.
Wow.
Yeah. So they were right up front. If Wendy's listening, a little weird, Wendy. I got to be honest. You don't sit in the front. You're in the business. You sit in the back.
Well, she was on vacation. She was checking out.
Come on, you sit in the back. You're in the business.
She's checking out some of her future clients.
You sit in the back. You sit in the back. So, but I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't have a fucking tooth. And then there's a whistle. There's a little air going through it. And I'm sure no one would know. It's like a guitar player makes a mistake. You don't know it. All I'm hearing is the whistle and a lisp. I'm hearing a lisp from me all through the set. I mean, it was paranoia.
How many gay guys hit on you after the show?
3. 3. Which is down from my usual number of 7. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's all in your head and it's fucked up. You're like, they know I'm missing a tooth. I'm whistling. I got a lisp. None of it. They didn't know anything. And then I just got off the ship Wednesday, fucking ran to Advanced Dental for $172 US.
We can rebuild him. We can make him bigger, stronger, faster, and
not
a
at
full
Aspen,
set of chompers.
Not at Aspen Dental, they can't.
No.
Fuckers.
Absent Dental.
7,000. Can you imagine without insurance?
6
I walk
month
in,
plan.
some guy, $7,000, and over the course of 6 months to put one tooth. What do these guys want for? What if someone had really jacked teeth? What are we talking? 30 grand, 40 grand? I mean, honestly,
yeah, people will spend it. Or if I don't have dental insurance. We pay out of pocket. I told you this before. We have a health savings account, and we put money in there for our dental.
Yeah.
And we deduct it from our taxes.
That's better.
And if you don't have any work, it builds up.
That's right.
But my wife is hitting it this year. Woo! She's putting a dent in that fund this year.
What is she? Because I know when I worked with her 2 weeks ago, she was saying she had an appointment coming up. Is it something like serious, or is she good to go?
She had a root canal, and it went bad. And apparently, you need an ODO. Am I saying that correct? Regular dentists are doing these procedures that they don't have the certificate saying they've had that proper training. So you're supposed to go to a ODO dentist versus a OD or something, whatever it is.
I don't know.
Overdose. So that's the difference. It's someone who went to schooling for that specifically.
Oh.
Now, my question is this, and this happened to someone else. Someone had a root canal, didn't go well. He went back to the person to go, yeah, it didn't take. We're going to have to charge you another $1,300 on top of the $3,000 you already spent. And they're like, what the fuck? This was your mistake.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
So this business has become corrupt.
Yes, 100%. I remember she was saying about that. I forget the. I can't think of a fucking thing this morning. I don't know. In fact, last night or 2 nights ago, I was on stage, and I was about to bring Simeon on, and I'm doing my last bit, and I start the bit. I'm doing the bit, the closing part of the bit. I didn't do the beginning. So as he's in the doorway, I can see him, and he's laughing. and he's turning around because he's laughing so hard. Because I'm doing the end of my 2-minute bit.
You're not
without doing
focused.
any of the.
You're worried
I'm
about
out of my mind.
Yeah.
My tooth was fucking
Yeah.
missing. I was a head, So I'm doing the thing, and then but again, the crowd has no idea because I literally just stop, and then I just started, went back and started from the beginning. They didn't have any idea. Like you notice, the crowd's really, they're laughing, they're following, but they're not really with you that much. Because I was like out of nowhere, I said the last line of the bit. They didn't react, didn't do anything. Then I just started the whole bit over. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, they're not going to laugh now because they've heard the punchline. But they laughed. So, it's all in our head. The whole thing, always. You think, oh, this crowd's going to suck. They're great. This crowd, we're too much with that. It should just be like,
well, that's our job.
Just go up and do your thing.
Yeah, well, that's easy to say.
But at this point, I know, but don't you feel like
I still
it's amazing
when I do
30 years and I'm still like
doing 3 shows a night, and even back in the day doing 5 or 6 in New York City. But doing 3 shows, that third show, I'm like, did I do this yet?
Right.
Did I do this bit yet?
Yeah.
So
Well, I try to stick with the same set out here because when you do 13 shows a week, if you mix it up too much, then you will be like, well, did I do any of those? And you got to do a different show at the end of the week.
Right. Well, your buddy Al will try in the beginning of the week. He'll do a couple of bits that he's going to be doing in the theater just to run them. And then the rest of the shows, I do the regular, A through Z. But I do that sometimes. And
yeah. I leave the theater show alone, but I do put in different jokes and take them out. I've been confused a few times, but that was terrible because I wasn't in my head at all with the act in the moment. I was just thinking about the dentist and all this, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I see Simeon standing there, so I think I'm done. So I'm like, oh yeah, and there's a punchline. I'm like, fuck, and he's laughing, walking through the curtain and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start this over now. But they seem not to notice, and all good. And I go home.
Back to that, yes,
tomorrow.
But back to that theater show. So we do 12 shows on these comedy club cruise ships. And then for the last night, you're in the theater. And this is like anywhere from 1,000 to a 1,200 seat theater. Whereas the comedy club is like 175, 180. So the people that haven't seen you have an opportunity to come to the theater to see you. And then repeat people will come too. And, we're getting a reminder. Okay. Hold on. She's going to shut up in a second. I think I'm recording her. I tend to go out and do 90 to 100% of different material.
Where?
But the last few times...
In the theater, you mean?
Yes, in the theater. The last few times I've worked with these other guys I don't know, they're doing verbatim A to Z they did in the comedy club.
Are they retarded?
It's 20 minutes.
Are they retarded? I mean, the audience has heard them.
At least a third of the audience, right?
What are you doing?
Even if it's a quarter of the audience.
Even if you didn't tell me to do something different, I would do something different because
Cruise Director comes back. He goes, so "You guys are doing both new shows," and he goes, "Oh no, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be doing the same show that I did in the comedy club." And then he looks at me. I go, "I'll be mixing it up. I'll be doing a lot of new stuff." And I was being nice because I didn't want to make him feel like a piece of shit. I did a whole new act.
What's this guy? This guy's got 20 minutes. He's saying
he's supposed to be a headliner. He's only got 20 minutes. He fell into the trap. He's doing his best 20 minutes. And what he should do is he should take 2 jokes and put them in the theater show if you're not confident with your B act. You know what I mean? He should take 2 strong bits or acts or jokes and put them in the final show versus doing that same best
God.
material.
Did he open?
In the theater, yes.
All right.
Daddy brought it home that night, so the crowd was pretty good.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You're like, wait, I've done 12 shows for these people, so most of the crowd, a lot of the ship has seen me. Now I'll go in the theater, a big theater, and I'll do the same act I've done all week. Like,
I would say
that doesn't make sense.
Without exaggeration, 50 to 60 people got up when he said goodnight during my intro and walked.
I've seen that. Many.
And a few more as I was walking to the microphone.
Yeah.
Were walking.
Yeah.
And then the ones that stayed, they got a whole new show and everything was great.
That's the whole thing. I mean, when I'm up there with a cigar or whatever, people always ask, they go, "Do you do one the last day?" I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Is it different?" And I go, "Oh yeah." They go, great. I can't even imagine.
40
I'm
minutes.
blown away thinking that because
We're supposed to have an hour, hour and a half. What's wrong? Who can't do 40 minutes?
I don't. That's shocking to me that you would go out there and do the same thing. Just
Well, they told us not to
brain.
promote it as a different show because there's a lot of new acts that they're putting in
Right.
that aren't making
Yeah.
the adjustment, and they want to keep their arsenal locked and loaded of bodies because
Yeah.
a lot of cruise lines are coming in and doing comedy clubs and whatnot.
There's a lot of change coming.
A lot of
It's
changes
blowing
going
in the
on right
wind.
now.
Blow the answer, my friend.
By the
is
time this
blowing in
airs,
the wind.
we're going into
The answer
Easter
is
weekend,
blowing.
and I
Yeah.
will be performing with Bernadette Pauley, Kevin
Oh.
Flynn at the
Oh.
Odyssey Theater Ensemble
That
on
sounds good.
Sepulveda Boulevard in Los Angeles. And it's a fundraiser for the theater.
Hmm?
So they're getting us on the cheap. And nowhere on the website does it say it's a fundraiser. It's promoted as a regular show. And I'm like, well, then I want 3 times the money.
Why would a fundraiser for the theater?
Yep. Because they do a lot of plays and whatnot, but they should have promoted it as a fundraiser.
Yeah, but that's fine. But yeah, why should you get a
They're
pay
they're
cut?
promoting it as a regular big comedy show the night before Easter, by the way. It's going to be, I think we sold like 40 tickets. It's not going to be good.
That's a tough one, yeah. Yeah.
And then Kevin's like, oh no, he's talking to them because he's kind of producing it too. He's like, oh no, he goes, comedy, there's a lot of last minute ticket buyers. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
it's not the Wednesday before Thanksgiving because where I'm
Right.
from, New England, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, a lot of clubs will close, comedy
It's
clubs.
the big night.
And the ones that stay open are fucking jammed and they're great audiences, usually.
That's the whole in college. That's, when you come home from college or Wednesday night is the night everybody goes out. The night before Easter, and yeah, it's a tough, you got to put one of those, he's got to put up the ad, on Facebook or whatever, with limited tickets. And because anytime I see limited tickets, and the guy making
they're
an effort,
hurting.
he made an effort to make a poster to say limited tickets. It's like, I haven't sold 2.
Why, if you have limited tickets, you don't have to advertise.
Yeah,
that,
limited
right?
tickets is
There's
cool.
only a
That's
few
good.
left.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
think I did our post when we had the 2 dicks at the Improv in Ybor City when we did that years ago, back in 2019, whatever it was. I said only 1,000 tickets left.
Yeah.
There's only 300 seats. I was making a joke. And we actually ended up, we passed the poll. We actually had a pretty good turnout for
We
a
went past
Tuesday
the poll.
night.
Yeah, well, we did, and we had a few. We had a waitress and a waiter came out with us or met us up there, and they were happy. They had a good night, so
They were
that's all
miserable
good.
at first. Why are we
They
coming
were-
in on a Tuesday?
they were
It's
not
gonna
happy.
Suck. And then when the crowd goes past the poll,
Yeah,
that's the halfway point, and then it spills into, we weren't sold out, but when you
Yeah.
start putting people in the extra section,
Yeah.
and they're like, they were calling.
it was a Wednesday
they were
night.
calling Tuesday.
they
I
called
thought.
in.
But okay.
Whatever it was,
But
an
they
off
called
night.
in work. Can you come in? We're jammed. We're slammed. You're going to make money. And all of a sudden, these people start showing up, hangovers,
Yep.
disheveled.
Yeah, it was a dead night, and I had said to Bob, could we do this? And he was like, yeah. He goes, if you think you get people in there, I go, I think we will. And but yeah, like at 7:30 and 8 o'clock show, there weren't many in there, and the staff that were there were not really thrilled with coming to work. And then quarter to 8,
Showtime.
but they came in, and we had a good show, and Mike Murillo, I think, hosted.
Yeah,
And,
it was.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
He did a fine job. Yep.
Did a fine, and he was also our host in Port Charlotte.
Yes, he was.
Masani's. We've done 2 lot. Well, we've done 3 in a sense. Not we worked together in Boston too. That wasn't a 2 dicks.
I tried to
show.
promote it as a 2 dicks with Mike Clark, and he's going, "Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, well, yeah, unbelievable, yeah, yeah." And we go, "Yeah, when Lenny's going to come in, and you guys going to be doing regular." It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, the giggles. It's a great room, but I think I've said this before. I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, Lenny's going to be on the show too, huh? Okay. And Justin McKinney's going to do a set. Oh, okay. Oh, Joe Unetti stopped in. He's doing a
All
set.
heavy hitters.
Oh, okay. When do we go on? Like, what are you doing here? These are all headliners.
He
These are
stacked
all
it.
fucking
He stacked
headliners
it,
coming
yeah.
in. Holy shit,
Dude, you
that
you
was
murdered. They loved you.
that was but that man, that was just they kept
I do
pouring
know.
in. You
I
go,
do know what
oof.
you did. Like I had to close out. We swapped it, the order a couple of times, and
Oof.
I do know when you were going on not last, but you're going on like third or fourth. You were very happy with that, and you
Hell
fucking
yeah.
murdered. And I had to
Uh,
really
uh,
press to follow
it
you. It was
was
not an easy
yeah,
task,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
barely made
I couldn't believe the
it.
amount of guys just popping in, and they were off on a Friday and a Saturday, and they kept, he's just throwing them on. I'm like, how long are these shows? What do we do? He's doing
Some of them
5.
lied. Yeah,
He's not doing
I did a
5.
fundraiser. I was closing up the road here a couple of miles. I figured I'd come. No, you weren't. You were sitting on your sofa
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you wanted to go try to blow us off the stage, you fucking egomaniac.
That 100%. Yes, that's that. We
Whereas
know how it
Justin
works.
McKinney was coming down to visit and try out some new jokes. But,
Hmm.
McKinney's a heavy hitter too. Jesus.
Hell yeah. These guys they were all headliners coming in, and
You
it
and
was,
I thought,
but
oh, we're going to go in. We're going to own this thing.
that 100%. Yes,
We thought we
yes.
had the night off. We were going to
Well,
perform,
we
but we had the
worked all
night off. And all of a
day.
sudden it's like, yeah, we were
That
shooting
was
all day.
that was a crazy weekend. You're filming literally all
10,
day
10, 12
into the
hours. Yeah.
into almost 6 o'clock. Run to the hotel, shower, and then go to Giggles and do 2 shows maybe.
We were looking to like chill out.
Yes,
And all of a sudden these fucking
I thought it was gonna be fun. Just
New
fuck around
England
and have some
fucking,
fun.
it was like the
Yeah.
starting lineup. The best teams.
What are we doing here? This is bullshit. I don't need
Wait,
this.
wait a minute.
Below
Why
money
is he
and
batting?
pizza.
Why is he batting third and I'm batting fifth? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean the money, is not great, and we get some pizza, but I'd rather just. But anyway, it all worked out. It was fun, and a great room. I mean, that thing.
And they're
Been around,
dying to
I don't know
have
how
you
long.
back.
Yeah, well, I like to go back, but we'll see.
You got to negotiate. You got to talk to
Yeah,
Mike. Mike, I need
yeah,
this. I need that. Don't think you're going to
yeah.
get.
I
You
don't
got to
want.
remember, it's 2 days.
Yeah,
And unless he adds a private function, then you can come in for the third day. But don't think you're going to make cruise ship money.
no,
But
no,
that's a week. This cruise ship is a week.
true. It is true.
And
I think I'm just.
this is 2 or
I'm at
3
the.
days.
Yeah, I'm getting in really at the point where it's like I'll do the ships, and I'll do a local gig if it's within 2 hours and the money's good. But I'm kind of the rest of it. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
I've done it. I've done
Bernie
it.
and I like to do our gigs together, and we have our favorites up in New England, and John Tobin and Mike Clark, and even Dave Russo will grab something for us, and we put it all together. We try to tie it in with visiting family. But
Yeah, if you make it work.
the last couple of years, we've been able to definitely. We use miles. We said, give us a flat rate. We use miles. So all of a
Yeah,
sudden, flights are like $600 round trip now. So that's an extra 1,200 in our pockets because we use miles,
right.
and we get them to put us up certain nights, and then we'll put ourselves up
Yeah,
on the off nights. But once in a while, we get, hey, we can get you an extra. I go, hey, can you get the business discount for the
right.
Wednesday? And if we can get a discount, they go, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
No, it works out. It works out for you, great. But it's like for me, I'm away enough where when I'm home, unless it's worthwhile, I gotta, I'd rather be home. I don't see Kelly and Teddy that much to begin with,
I'm with my
and
wife,
then to
so
leave
that's
and go, hey, I'm
yeah.
gonna go make shit money. But that makes
We
sense.
we went to Arizona, Phoenix. Bernie was headlining,
Yeah,
and I muscled my way onto the bill to feature for her.
cuck,
And then
little cuck.
we went to Grand Canyon area for 3 days after,
Tried to push her
and
off, and it didn't
we had a
happen.
little. It didn't happen.
Well, was she nervous at all? I would be nervous if my
She had a
spouse
bungee
said
cord.
we should go to the Grand Canyon. I'd be like, why? Why do we need to go there? You know what I mean? I
I've
would
been
think
wanting to
there's
see it
something.
since I was a kid, and we only spent one day there. The rest of the time, we were in other areas, which was gorgeous. We talked about this.
Glamping. You were doing the
We
glamping.
did a little glamping. We went to a replica. They have at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I spoke about this before. They have these 1860 cabins, and then about an hour south, there's
Yeah,
a place that has the replicas of them. But you
right.
walk in, and there's a 50-inch
Yeah,
TV,
I was going to say the flat
Wi-Fi.
screen kind of.
And the fireplace
you guys
is a gas fireplace. You the glass out,
full
you
bar
turn,
and
you turn a
hot
switch.
tub. I don't know how
flames come
much you're
up.
really camping here, guys.
But it was kind of cool. I have to
Yeah.
admit.
Yeah, look pretty
We were
good.
expecting a little bit more rustic, but
You like the rustic. You enjoy.
I like
you
a combination.
You like the smell of animals. You're a llama guy. You like some cow shit outside the door.
I do.
You like that. Okay, nothing wrong with it. Just
Here's a
saying.
clip.
Yeah, there
I
we go.
like
That's what
that.
we're talking about. Yeah, Yeah, man. All right.
We wrapping this up?
I think I've covered. Let's see. Eye surgery. Christy McHugh's a thief. Broads in space. And dentist. Oh, I had a woman the other night. I was talking about.
You had a woman the other night, Kelly.
You know. And I go married. I go I'm divorced. And then she goes, I don't know. She said something. I go, you're married. And she goes, 10 years. I go, oh, wow. But meanwhile, she's sitting next to a woman. So I'm thinking, is she gay? Or I go, where? I just throw it. I go, where is he? And she goes, he's dead. He died. And the crowd's like, oh. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go, you're not married. You're not married. And she's like, what? I go, you were married. You're not married.
You took him to the Grand Canyon, and now you're not married.
Boom. That's why I work with them, folks. Look at that. Boom.
Arrivederci.
Peace.
So long now. Have a good trip.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
A feeding frenzy quickly develops.
This is the Two Owls, One Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
All right.
Okay, so.
Subscribe. Mary, this was a horrible mistake.
Patreon.com/2owls1pod.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money.
Why? I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.